Hey, I'm here at Tamiya America in Irvine, California with Fred Medel, and we are checking out a new Tamiya re-release kit that I'm super excited about. And Fred, I was hoping you could tell us a little bit more about it. You just got the Toyota Bruiser in stock. I know that this has a lot of history, and I'm showing my age by knowing even what this truck is. But tell our readers and viewers online what this truck's all about.
Well, Stephen, first of all, you came in at a perfect time because FedEx just delivered your sample of the Toyota Bruiser. This was originally released in 1985, and now in 2012 it comes out again, new and improved. And just for a little bit of a history lesson, this item has been requested by our Tamiya fans and customers who have known Tamiya for a long time for us to re-release this since 2000. So since 2000, this has been requested by loyal Tamiya fans that we re-release it. And 12 years later, here it is, new and improved. And as you can see, we have the box here, and it's very traditional Tamiya box with the artwork reminiscent of the original release from 1985. And we'll take a quick peek here. And it does come with a bonus feature, which is indicated here to the left of the box. And that is basically, it's just kind of a little trinket brush set for people to clean off their tires with a Tamiya logo on it.
Now, knowing the history of this truck, I'm wondering if that brush will ever even get used, because a lot of these are just so gorgeous. Once you've built them up, it would be difficult to get them muddy, but
yep.
I can see how that might.
The thing too is it's only for the first production run, so that brush can become kind of a collectible.
Nice.
So right off the bat, we have the chassis, and the chassis, what's different about this version is the chassis is colored in black. The original chassis was in silver, and the tooling for the pumpkins and the axles is brand new tooling. One of the reasons why this thing was not re-released sooner is because a lot of the tooling had been lost, damaged, or the vendor that we used to produce these for us was no longer in existence. And at the same time, to reproduce these things is quite expensive. So we have the original tires here, the all traction utilities, and a nice 36-page manual on how to put this thing together. It does come with a brand new transmission. The original transmission of the Bruiser was metal gears. It was very heavy. It was powered by a 750 size motor. The new transmission, much lighter. It's about half the weight of the original. Uses a lot of carbon reinforced gears to keep it light, and the motor used to power it is a 550. So you don't need a 750 motor to make this thing go, because the original release was very heavy because of the transmission mostly. And it is 3-speed. You have first, second, and third gear, and you have in low gear it's 4-wheel drive, in second gear it's 2-wheel drive, and in top gear it's also 2-wheel drive. So hopefully I got that right.
And just to elaborate a little bit on the transmission system, I think when some people think of 2 or 3-speed transmissions, they think of revving it out and it clicking into a second gear and revving it out and clicking into third. This is a different system.
Yeah, this is a different system. This is where you have control of what gear you're in. You're using a 4-channel radio, and in first gear you have the stick all the way to the left, and to get into second gear you just pop the left stick into the middle, and to go into third gear you pop the stick all the way to the right, and it shifts on the fly.
So this can be driven with an airplane style radio?
Yes. With the new radio introduced by KO, since it uses a stick, there might be a way to maybe use a pistol grip radio, because a lot of the pistol grip radios now are 4-channel. So I haven't played around with that with myself, but there might be a way.
Something else I think that's really unique that a lot of our readers and people that are new into RC may not recognize is a solid white plastic body. This is not your typical Lexan paint from the inside body, is it?
No, this Tamiya first RC cars were using ABS plastic bodies. You paint them from the outside, just like a model. Of course, you get way more detail with an ABS injected body. So the original body of the Bruiser, most of you out there will know that the Bruiser body was reworked a few years ago when we introduced the Toyota Hilux on our 3-speed chassis. And you have new moldings in the body that allow you to put in LED lights, which I believe you're going to be doing.
I'm hoping so.
So the front cab and the rear cab are
always remind me of just full-size bodies, where you prime it,
Yep.
excuse me, and then put down a paint coat and then actually a clear coat.
Yep. Yeah, Tamiya, and speaking of that, Tamiya actually makes paints that are suited for this type of material. We make different primers and we make different colors for ABS plastic. And it's lacquer, synthetic lacquer, which gives you a nice hard shell. So again, here all the holes are drilled for you so that LED lights sold separately can be put in.
I have a feeling you're going to sell a lot of those though, because this is such a scale-looking truck. Just to cap it off with the LED lighting system,
Sure.
to make it look like the real thing. When it's dark or when the sun's going down, it's going to look like a real truck.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea behind this type of product. And you get the cab in the back, just like the original Bruiser, original wheels.
So Fred, another thing that I've noticed is that this truck not only is scale looking on the outside, but it's going to have an interior and detailed decal sheet and everything else. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, the original Bruiser had an interior with a steering wheel, and of course Tamiya has included the interior for you, steering wheel, bumpers, and the back louvers. So this can be painted with regular Tamiya plastic model paint, so as in the original. And here's the brush that we talked about a little earlier. A little commemorative brush for people to, you race A-scale. You could probably use this on your A-scale tires.
That will find a use.
And then, here's the decal sheet. It is not water transfers, they're just peel-on stickers. And it does come with metal transfers for the four-wheel drive and the Toyota logo. And for those of you who are modelers, will know the importance of using metal transfers. It makes it look really scale. You get the really nice thin look, very polished.
And of course, I like the California license plate. So that's one of the reasons we're going to be doing the photo shoot here in California.
And last but not least, we're doing the unboxing here. We have the clear plastic windshield with smoke color. So for those of you who thought about tinting it, you don't have to tint it. It's already pre-tinted for you. And then we have our transmission gears. That's another thing too that people should know. The original Bruiser's gearbox came pre-assembled from the factory. On this one, you're going to get to assemble it yourself. Nice. So you get to learn how this thing goes together, how the shifting mechanism works, and all that good stuff.
Which is as it should be for a model of this caliber. I think you need to build it so that if something was to break or wear out, if you drive it a lot, you know how to fix it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like one of the lost arts amongst a lot of the people in our, a lot of our customers, as they're so used to the ready to run. But here you actually get to learn basically how this thing works and how it runs.
I always sound like one of my grandparents when I say, back in my day, we had to build our own cars. And it's gotten away from that. But with this kit, obviously you can see we're going to be building it from the ground up.
So a lot of gears, first, second, and third gear. We got our nice servo savers. And I'm sure your readers would love to see all the nice metal parts.
And that's got some heft to it.
Yeah, definitely. And this is all brand new castings, new molds to faithfully replicate, the original. And just so people know too, Tamiya usually goes back and looks at maybe any little deficiency from the original release and sees how they can maybe make it a little bit better and tweak it and
modernize it.
Yeah, make it stronger. So here we have the transmission housings, which is very light. And all of our wiring.
For the batteries, all the wiring harnesses.
And then all of our, this is full ball bearings.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one thing that I don't think.
Universal joints pre-assembled there. I mean, this thing looks like you could pull me across the room, and that's saying something.
I don't really remember if the original had all ball bearings. If I remember correctly, it did have bronze bushings on some of the parts. So Tamiya did give it the full ball bearing treatment.
The classic Nobuchi 540.
Yes. So, good stuff here. And lastly, you know, you're going to need a 4-channel radio, a 7.2 volt battery, and
Steering servo.
a steering servo with an electronic speed control, and paint.
Tamiya makes paint.
Yes, we do. Definitely.
Well, if you can't tell, I've got some building to do, but I'm really looking forward to it. This is a project that you're not going to finish in one night, probably not going to even finish in a week.
No.
But it's certainly a project that once it is completed, you're going to have on your shelf and be very proud of. I'm also planning on driving mine quite a bit, but I clean it a lot and keep it up on the shelf. Well, I've got to admit, I'm really excited about this project, and being a child of the 80s myself, I remember when this was originally released. At the time, I wasn't able to get one. I think that they were a little bit limited in release then, and they were way out of my budget. And I'm very excited that it's back, as I'm sure everyone is on the internet as well. I've been hearing a lot of buzz about this truck. So
Yes, definitely.
stay tuned to rccaraction.com. I'm going to be doing an online build with this vehicle in certain steps. I'm going to have photos and videos. And stay tuned to rccaraction.com for more Tamiya content as well. Thanks a lot, Fred.
You're welcome.